Manhoef, a name that resonated throughout the tough streets of Rotterdam and later Zaandam, was synonymous with fighting. Melvin was a relentless fighter for Chakariki, but he had an unconventional approach to training, often bouncing between multiple gyms simultaneously. One day that will change Melvin's life, while Big Mike Passaneer, was tending bar at Café at Lomertier, an old gym buddy walked in with Melvin Manhoef, a notorious kickboxer known for his intimidating demeanor. Despite Melvin's fearsome reputation, they struck up a conversation, and the mutual friend suggested that Melvin should train with Mike. Melvin agreed, and the next morning, he showed up at Mike's doorstep. Mike was taken aback by Melvin's visit the next day. Melvin was a powerhouse in the martial arts world, known for his strength and explosiveness, but his fights tended to be short-lived due to poor pacing. Mike realized that timing was the key to Melvin's success. Despite their stark personality difference, Mike saw through Melvin's tough exterior. Melvin came from a humble Surinamese single-parent family, and to earn respect, he'd ventured into a life of crime, conducting robberies alongside his kickboxing career, and thereby even finding himself in a 50-50 life for a while, which means he spent half of his time in jail and half of it outside. Keep watching as we'll delve deeper and deeper into the life of No Mercy Manhoef. At the tender age of 18, Manhoef stepped into the world of kickboxing. It didn't take long for him to demonstrate his prowess and rapidly ascend the ranks of the sport. Throughout his illustrious kickboxing career, Manhoef's final bout in 2017 stands as a testament to his resilience. After enduring a 7-fight losing streak, he clinched a unanimous decision victory, concluding his kickboxing journey with a professional record of 38 wins and 14 losses. At the zenith of his kickboxing career, he boasted an impressive 37-7 record, showcasing his exceptional skills in the striking arts. However, Manhoef's combat journey wasn't confined to kickboxing alone. He seamlessly transitioned between kickboxing and MMA, making his MMA debut in 1995, coinciding with his kickboxing debut. His early MMA career was marked by a dominant run of 16 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw in his first 19 bouts, with all but 2 of those victories coming via knockout. This remarkable run earned him the Cage Rage Light Heavyweight Championship, a title he defended twice before relinquishing it. Manhoef's career was not without its share of challenges. He faced formidable opponents and suffered setbacks along the way, but his relentless drive and knockout power kept him in the spotlight. In a particularly memorable bout, he squared off against the multi-time, multi-organization world champion Gegard Mousasi, who submitted Manhoef with a triangle choke in just 88 seconds. However, Manhoef bounced back with a thunderous KO of Mark Hunt, a professional boxer and kickboxer known for his own knockout prowess. The victory over Hunt, a heavyweight, was a significant achievement for the relatively smaller Manhoef, standing at 5'8" with a 71-inch reach. One of Manhoef's standout victories came against Hisaki Kato, who had previously KO'd Joe Schilling in both kickboxing and MMA. Manhoef's relentless striking and knockout power shone through in this matchup. However, his most controversial moment in MMA occurred during a Bellator middleweight title fight against Rafael Corvallo. Despite an impressive performance over 5 rounds, Manhoef was on the receiving end of a widely criticized split decision loss. Many believed he had won the fight, as he defended all of Corvallo's takedown attempts while outstriking him throughout the match. This decision was seen as one of the worst in MMA history. In the wake of this controversial loss, an immediate rematch took place the following spring. Corvallo emerged victorious once again, this time with a head kick KO in the 4th round. Although Manhoef had his moments in the fight, Corvallo's adjustments proved decisive. Despite this setback, Manhoef continued to fight on, winning his next 2 bouts, one via unanimous decision and the other by knockout, before facing defeats against Corey Anderson and Yoel Romero. Both defeats came by way of TKO and KO due to a ground and pound, marking the end of Manhoef's combat career with a record of 32 wins, 16 losses, 1 draw, and 2 no contests. Manhoef's legacy in combat sports is defined by his incredible knockout prowess. Of his 38 wins in kickboxing, 27 were secured via knockout. In MMA, he boasted 32 wins, with an astonishing 29 coming by way of knockout, a knockout ratio of 90%. What's even more remarkable is that 26 of these knockout victories occurred in the first round, highlighting his explosive striking ability. In September 2022, at the age of 46, Melvin Manhoef chose to hang up his gloves, bidding farewell to the world of combat sports.
Appreciate all the support what you gave me, but today, I think we have to hang up the gloves. after 28 years of fighting.
His remarkable career comprised a total of 70 wins, 56 of which came via knockout. He earned the moniker the Mike Tyson of MMA for good reason, as he stood out as one of the most profound knockout artists in the sport's history. But his personal life was not as flawless as compared to his professional life. He often found himself on the wrong side of the law. Back to Melvin and Big Mike. Mike and Melvin built a close bond. This is quite an achievement because Melvin is anything but everyone's friend. Mike also regularly takes Melvin abroad with other fighters. He wants to keep him close to keep him from his criminal street life. It is the eternal battle that the kickboxing and martial art world faces. The hardest and best fighters are boys from the street and do not come from nice neighborhoods. Mike's strategy is not to have too much left over, but to look for distraction. He puts more energy into Melvin than he has ever put into a fighter, he says later. He uses every trick he can think of to keep him on the training path. "Melvin, you need to come to the gym now. There are some annoying guys here and I need you," Mike sometimes shouts into the phone. When Melvin arrives 15 minutes later with screeching tires, the annoying guys are nowhere to be seen. This way he is kept distracted from doing a criminal job for a while. However, Melvin's lavish lifestyle and criminal activities remained a concern. Melvin still drove an expensive car, usually carried 10,000s of euro in cash, and often carried a gun with him. They win the first fight in which Melvin officially competes for Mike's gym, but the second fight in the arena is cancelled. Melvin was wanted by the police and contacted promoter Simon Rutz. "We can't have Manhoef standing there in the ring as if nothing is wrong," he was told. Melvin had let his hands fly in an establishment in the company of a notorious crime family from Vinkoveen. To shield Melvin from his legal troubles in the Netherlands, Mike arranged an MMA tournament in Croatia. The main prize is 80,000 euros. The idea was that once that amount is in the pocket, Melvin can report to the justice system in the Netherlands and receive his sentence. That's why they traveled to the Balkans. However, just a day before the tournament, Melvin was arrested in Croatia by Interpol, and he found himself behind bars in a harsh Balkan prison. He was arrested on charges related to a nightclub brawl. The incident unfolded during his visit to the coastal city of Split. Local authorities intervened after a heated altercation erupted in the club. Manhoef, known for his fiery fighting spirit inside the cage, found himself on the wrong side of the law outside of it. He was subsequently sentenced to jail time in Croatia. During an interview, Melvin Manhoef opened up about a particularly intense and challenging chapter in his life, his 99 days in a Croatian prison. It was a topic that hinted at the rougher edges of his past, yet it offered a profound insight into the man behind the tough exterior. Melvin's tattoos, which tell the story of his life, also revealed the scar from this dark period. Above his prison number, 29, there was an inscription, "Via Roma, never again home." That is because the Lepoglava prison is one of the most notorious prisons in all of the world. If you are liking the video so far, please subscribe to my channel so I can keep it going. Lepoglava State Prison, located in Croatia, has earned a notorious reputation that has spanned generations. Established in 1854 during the Austro-Hungarian Empire, it has a long and storied history as a correctional facility. Throughout its history, Lepoglava has housed a range of notorious inmates, including political dissidents, criminals, and even war criminals. The prison has been witness to some of Croatia's darkest moments, and its cells have had individuals involved in various crimes, from petty theft to high-profile political conspiracies. The notoriety of Lepoglava State Prison also stems from the allegations of inhumane treatment and harsh living conditions. Overcrowding, inadequate medical care, and allegations of abuse have marred the prison's reputation for years. Reports of violence among inmates and even allegations of corruption within the prison staff have further tarnished its image. Manhoef's legal woes didn't end there. Back in his home country of the Netherlands, he faced other legal battles. At one point, there were charges from a separate incident involving a nightclub. In 2020, he was arrested and accused of involvement in a violent altercation at a club in Amsterdam. Dutch authorities took a strict stance on the matter, and Manhoef once again had to face the consequences of his actions. He was sentenced to jail time in the Netherlands, adding to the legal troubles in Croatia that were still heavy on his mind. Even though no one wants to get busted and do jail time, the big turning point that got Melvin to become who he is today did come from a moment inside of his jail cell. It was a moment that would change the course of Melvin's life forever. He sat in that cell, eyes glued to the television screen, as he watched Remy Bonjasky win a check of $400,000, a prize Melvin believed that should have been his. Regret washed over him as he realized that his own missteps had led him to this locked cell. After his time in jail, he returned to training with Mike, and it was during a deep conversation that everything changed. Mike asked Melvin a question that would shape his future. How much money would it take for Melvin to risk going back to jail? Melvin pondered and then replied, somewhere between $500,000 and $1 million would be worth the risk for me. Mike's response was a game changer. He said, "Good, I will get you your million, and until then, you are in jail, here in the gym." This struck a chord with Melvin. It was a pivotal moment, a spark of hope, a new path forward. He realized that by following the path Mike had just presented him, he could not only reclaim his place in the world of combat sports, but also secure a future that once seemed out of reach. What do you think about this crazy journey? And what would you like to see next? Please let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories like this one.